Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Valar. Hope you're doing awesome. Thank you so much for checking out the video today. We actually have a really cool one that I'm actually looking forward to showing you because Granny is just plain old a god tier healer. She's absolutely amazing. We're gonna look. This video is actually gonna be about Rector Drath. She is a legendary in my book. Actually, she's insane. And the thing about her heal that is so cool is that it's actually pretty unique in the way that it works. And she sort of, the way I built her, keeps a constant, continuous heal up. Not the continuous heal buff, but because of how her mechanics work, it's her healing every turn on your passive practically. But we're going to actually look at the build, look at her skills, look at her masteries, run her in faction wars, run her in a couple dungeons. And she's just freaking great. I love this character. And I'm really actually kind of excited for the new characters they brought to the game because there's actually quite good ones. Like this one is one I could see people actually using. A lot of people. She's going to have the most value in middle to late game players that don't have certain things, or even the very early game players. Like absolute insane value. Super end game players. I mean, they're end game by design, right? So not everything's going to rapidly change their account or dramatically change it because there's not a whole lot to do to dramatically change it. Anyway, make sure also I am doing 4 raid videos a week, at least 4 raid videos a week. I'm trying to pump out more work into this channel and more work to the raid community as well. So if you would do me a favor, because it really does help out and I need your help to grow this thing too, please like the video. Please subscribe to this channel. Because I want this thing to grow more in 2021, and I want it to be on a trajectory to make it more than just a fun little hobby where I do things here and there. I'm going to be much more actively engaged, which you've already seen, more videos. Please comment down below on what you think of Rector Drath and what you think of all that too. So anyway, we're going to show you the build. I'll show you the masteries and stuff. So the build here, based off how her skills work, I wanted to pump out the most HP I possibly could. So 78,000 HP. Not 78, 77,000. Jeez, I can't even read. Okay, 77,000 HP. And then that's actually pretty sick. The defense is a little bit lower. She has very nice base defense. 2,227 defense. She has attack 135, but her damage is just garbage. But that's not her main utility. She is not a damage dealer in any way. She's a complete support in every way. One of the best supports in the game. 255 speed. You don't need to build her with any crit rate or crit damage. It doesn't matter. I didn't really go for accuracy, but I had a really good accuracy banner with speed on it, so her accuracy is 202. If you wanted to build her for Clan Boss, you probably need about 240-ish accuracy. And I sort of think, I haven't tested this yet, but I sort of think in Clan Boss, she could potentially make it so you do not need lifesteal at all with her heals, the way she works. And I may test that out, kind of see how it works. So anyway, so the accuracy, and I haven't, some of this stuff's not up to 16 just because I haven't rolled it, so I'm waiting for another artifact event. Really nice speed, 21 speed on that accuracy banner. A lot of accuracy on this piece, HP. I want HP across the board on this. You can do a little defense if you want to raise her defense, but I figured the way the heal works with her, I wanted to get as much HP as I could, stack that as much as possible. I would recommend that too. And that is why I went with 6 pieces of Immortal. Speed boots with HP, really nice HP roll on this. HP chest plate with speed. HP gloves with speed, right? So the theme here, HP and speed, right? Shield has a little bit of HP and speed and crit damage. The crit damage doesn't matter. Speed, HP. HP on this with a little bit of speed. So that's mainly what I went for. Build her as much HP as I could. I'm going to get more HP out of this when I up these to 16, of course. But anyway, here's what she does. So that was the build. We're going to look at the skills now. If you want to use her in Clan Boss, she has a decreased attack on her A1. It's a 50% chance when booked. I would recommend absolutely booking this lady. Hellraiser's grandma here, you know, if you're going to have milk and cookies from grandma and get healing and stuff like that in real life, this devil grandma over here is going to heal you in Raid Shadow Legends. I mean, she's Pinhead's mom or grandma, and she learned how to heal him, make him keep coming back from the dead. That's actually where she came from. So then this one, Necro Mutation she has, is a 4-turn cooldown once booked. She only takes 11 books, which isn't really that much, actually, especially when they've been drowning us in characters that take 17, 18 books, all kind of crazy stuff. 11's actually fair for an epic. So heals by 20% of her max HP. This is almost a 20k heal every time I get this to go off. And it goes off a lot, actually. And after healing, places a perfect veil buff for 2 turns on all allies with full HP. Now that synergizes awesomely with her passive, because her passive actually, this heals like a big pop every 4 turns, but her passive heals every turn when the perfect veil is up by 10% of their max HP. So also places a continuous heal buff for 1 turn instead on all allies with less than 100% HP. And the funny thing is, you're almost rarely going to be with less than 100% HP for most of the battle because of how she is just constantly throwing out heals. And then revives a single ally with 60% HP and fills their turn meter by 60%. Places perfect veil buff on them for 3 turns. So that's pretty cool because it'll actually get the turn meter done. Fill their turn meter pretty decently, actually. And then also fill their HP pretty decently. Place the perfect veil, which then synergizes again with this Master of Ghosts passive. This thing is popping off practically every turn. Whenever an ally under a veil or perfect veil buff gets a turn, heals them by 10% of their max HP, and also increases the resistance of all allies under veil or perfect veil by 50. It'll only work once if there's multiple Rectors on the same team. So you're only getting the value of one of the heals, one of the passive heals. It increases ally resistant Doom Tower by 55. Now, I feel like I'm actually going to use her in Doom Tower. I haven't gotten fairly enough to do that yet. But I do believe she's going to be wonderful for Doom Tower, actually, in a way, too. So I'm going to try to... I'm stuck on Doom Tower 48 hard or 49 hard. Because the last few days I haven't really done much Doom Tower. And I finished normal. And, okay, I got to a level I'm stuck at. And I have just been doing other stuff. I'm building a whole bunch of other champions. But I do want to actually focus down on Doom Tower and get her built in there somewhere. Because I think she's going to be great. Now, here's the important thing with masteries. I actually went this route... if you're using Clan Boss, you're going to want to go War Master. But that's just for damage procs, so you could sacrifice damage procs. You almost say maybe not, because her main value is healing, but you are losing damage with no War Master procs. However, in general, I think her most usefulness is in Faction Wars, Doom Tower, and Dungeons. I don't think she's God tier for Clan Boss. I could be wrong there, but I said before that that's not the main place I'm going to use her. But I wanted to build her with masteries that just enhanced her HP, made the HP value go actually higher, her heals, and then also increased her turn meter significantly. So I went down the support tree, but the HP steadfast route. And then you kind of go down this left side here with Lay on Hands, increase the value of heals by this champion by 5, increase the amount of healing and the value of shield buff, so the healing by 10% if the target is less than 40% HP. So if they're dying or something, almost dead, she actually has a more clutch heal. Increases the amount of healing when they have stun, sleep, fear, true fear, or fears. Also lasting gifts to get those veils and the possible continuous heals with extra turns. And so actually sometimes it could be like a 3-turn cooldown and they're permanently up. I find that actually happening a lot. And then Spirit Haste, I figured if she was your support and people are dying around you, then it will increase her speed, get her to potentially actually have more chances to resurrect people too. And then actually Timely Intervention, so increases a champion's turn meter by 20% whenever an ally hero drops below 25%. So what I wanted was if we were into situations where your characters are squishy and they're getting killed or something like that, she's got more turn meter again to help proc those heals coming back and forth too. So, and then I put Laura Steel to enhance the base HP and stuff like that to her. Not base HP, enhance the HP percentages that she gets from that. So anyway, and then defense. You could argue this stuff doesn't matter, but I also wanted to go down to Cycle of Revenge. 50% chance of increasing the turn meter when an ally is attacked with a critical hit. So I've got nothing but turn meter masters where she's constantly going. She's like super fast. And then ally resist increasing here. And then healing herself whenever an enemy is healed too. And then this one decreasing damage. She's actually pretty tanky, right? 77,000 HP. And that's not even the max I could build her at. So we'll actually show her in Faction Wars right now because she is actually God tier in Faction Wars. So now on the boss, you're going to have to manual it. So I'm not going to show the entire run in Faction Wars because it will just take pretty much forever, like 20 minutes. We don't want to sit through that. But I'm going to see here who actually we want to pair with her to get some single target damage out of this. Because this one will actually work, this team. This is not free to play by any means, what I'm showing right here. But you know what? I'm going to show the team anyway. We're going to see what it does. And the nice thing is, actually, the first wave, I mean, pretty much, they don't even get a turn. But look at these heals. I'm actually going to slow it down. So the heals are, we'll speed it up again real quick here. But I'm going to try to slow it down at one point where it would be off cooldown. And then 7,700 healing herself, 4,500 there. So they're healing by their own HP. This is what I was talking about, where almost nobody falls below 100% HP. So it's kind of funny. Like, even when she's getting provoked there, she's still, her passive, I mean, he's got 100,000 HP, healed by 10,000, right? So that's pretty sick. Pretty damn sick right there. All right, so we're actually getting just massive heals. And I wish I could actually tell what the cooldowns were. I wish there was like a bar that when they came up, or like a pops up on the side on the right, there's a QL thing I was just thinking about. It shows like maybe right over in this section, it would actually show, there we go, 20,000 heals. That's what I wanted. Almost 21,000 heals. So 20% every 4 turns that's going to come around. Potentially every 3 turns if some of that stuff procs on the masteries. But anyway, it's nice to actually have that ability where we could see where things are at. All right, but what I was saying is the abilities right here. You know, if you had the A3s, like other games actually show that, so you can tell when the cooldowns are. Now, this is the wave that everybody freaking hates. There are at least 2, if not 3 or 4 factions where level 21, oh, thank God somebody died. I actually wanted to see that. So it boosted his turn meter. I haven't had it where somebody actually died. They've been keeping their damn HP so high from her heals that nobody dies for the most part, even in this wave. They'll get through this wave no problem without me doing anything on full auto because of her. I was never able to do that before on this wave. When I did Faction Wars 21 and Night Revenant here, it probably took me 20 turns to finally get through this wave, where you just get decent RNG and you have a lot of stuns. You have to be just mind-numbingly crowd controlling these people with stuns, all kind of, maybe if they have frosts or something, depending on what, I think Ogren's might have had that too. So this Valkyrie wave is like the worst thing in the game, but maybe Doom Tower is very similar, but this 3 Valkyrie wave is insane. So the funny thing is, though, she will completely get you through it, I feel like, for the most part, on auto. It's not going to be fast. It's going to take 4 minutes, probably. But you believe me, it doesn't matter what the time is on this wave. As long as you can get through it, all you need to do is beat this thing once to get the 3 stars, right? So she's absolutely God tier here. Amazing. I don't know if I want to keep it. You know what? I don't think I'm going to keep it going for while we watch this wave die. So I'm going to come in at the end. But I'm glad that actually the Hegemon died so we could show her off a little bit there. That actually built him back up. So let's come back in when this wave's on. All right, you can see we have pretty much 100% HP. It was like a minute and a half when I think I paused the video. So that wave takes 5 minutes, but it was complete full auto. I haven't taken any control whatsoever in this wave. And every time I've been here with her, she gets completely through the wave just based off her healing. Depending on what other champions you're using, that's maybe how quickly this wave will go. But it works. And actually, it works all because of her. If I wasn't using her, and even Doom Priest actually didn't help me as much as she did. Now, this boss is super annoying. He's got these abilities right here where he exchanges the remaining HP levels with a target enemy. Once he gets down to about here, that will happen. And then he has every 3 turns that thing that steals all the buffs. So you have to constantly concentrate on getting the adds down first. And then you see he stole this continuous heal that one of them had a probably miscreated monster. It doesn't matter right now because you really just want the adds to go down first. But once the adds are down, you kind of want to take manual control of it and just try to do only attacks on him once that happens and not do any continuous heals. Just kind of whittle away at him, because what will happen is this will reset to 12 turns. You have 12 turns to kill him after he resets that, or you just be in this constant cycle of him redoing it over and over again. I can't say this will work on full auto because of that. It's not going to, but it doesn't matter. You only need to do Faction Wars once to 3-star it. I do think, depending on what else you use... Now, like I said, this team's not like free-to-play friendly, and it might not even be the best team to use for a Faction Wars boss. but her 100% she is actually. But I'm probably not gonna have you sit through this whole thing because again, it's gonna be like 20 minutes of taking this forever to get through. And then what you want to do here, so I'd probably say manual it right about here because now people's abilities will come off cooldown. This one's stunned, so we could just kind of focus him down and then get that one taken care of. Do we want to do this actually? Oh, that's not the one. I was thinking it was the other ability actually. Okay, so he's almost dead. Focus him. And then put up like the decreased defense. You have to have someone with a decreased defense. Tomb Lord's great for that. Now he's a legendary. I get it, and I accidentally hit the wrong thing there. So, okay. Anyway, you get the point. The decreased attack that she does is actually quite handy as well. It is quite nice to have that decreased attack. So that's really good. We're actually going to put the decreased defense and weaken on everybody if we can, and then do this. Death Burst to get some poisons there. Now, here's what I was talking about, okay? Manual it from here and just spam as many attacks as possible because, well, at this point, it's okay, actually. But even then, I don't want to risk him actually stealing all these buffs. If he steals the continuous heal, it makes it even harder for you. So you really don't want that. You just want to try to chip away at him as long as you possibly can. I think the best time I've had on this was 16 minutes, and it wasn't even with her. So there's the decreased attack. She's very handy for that, for bosses, for decreased attack. So I'm going to pause the recording, come back when we've actually gone through this. But that's what you're going to want to do. And then I'm going to show her in some dungeons with a couple different... So coming up here's the point where he's actually going to use this stupid ability that actually gives him like all his HP. And that may have been stupid of me to use Tomb Lord's ability right there, but it is what it is. Okay, so you just spam and attacks, like I said. That's it. So, but he is going to do this equalize in a couple turns here, I feel like. But as long as you once he gets the HP back up, which is going to be full, as long as you kill him in 12 turns, it will work. So, I didn't even use this team to actually clear Faction Wars before. Well, I did part of it, but I replaced a couple pieces here to show her off a little bit more. So right there. Okay, now we've got 12 turns to do it. 12 turns to go through this, and we'll see what happens. So, let's actually see if Miscreate a Monster might die here, actually. I'm not going to heal. I want to actually do this on purpose, sort of, right now, to see if Miscreate a Monster dies, and I could just use the other ability on him. The 60% turn meter, all that good old stuff. So I'm not putting any heals on because once he gets a turn right now, he's actually going to use this ability that steals everybody's buffs. Steals buffs. Mirror Universe. It steals all the buffs. Okay. So he's about to get a turn. Miscreate is probably going to die. Nope. Miscreate did not die. Okay. So we won't necessarily see that. We saw it in the last wave, so no big deal. I'm going to manual through this, but it's not quick by any means. And then we'll show her in dungeons. All right, we're getting dicey, but I think we actually have it. You don't want to use Miscreated's abilities that give him the continuous heals and stuff because it'll make it even worse. But you can see 19 minutes of this grind, but it actually works. So we had to take him, 9 turns to get through him, or even more, actually. He'd probably have 2 turns. I think we can kill him in a few seconds here. So you can see it is quite the grind to kill him, but finally we did it and we restarted again. But all because of her. Look at this heal. It's insane, right? So I know I've Miscreated. He's providing heals and everything too, but she's doing 3.6 million. Absolutely bonkers. Let's actually show her in Dragon. I'm going to show her with my normal team that's like a nuke team. Again, it's not a free-to-play friendly team, and then I'm going to show her in 2 runs in Dragon, actually. I'm going to show her on this. Hopefully, like, Dracomorph actually dies on the second wave or something if they get a turn, because he's pretty squishy. And then I'm going to show with a team that I'm going to try to put together that's a little bit more of a reasonable team for someone, like an entry-level team. Not it's a Dragon, maybe with like a Kale or a War Maiden here. So I'm going to see what we can do after I showcase her right here. But let's actually just show this. So right there, 19,000. You saw that. 19,000 on that. So Pretty nice heals. They're constantly going to stay topped up for the most part. Usually with my new team, I'd run around about a minute. And then with her, it's slower. But it's consistent. It's 100%. There are just constant heals popping off. I'm actually, yes, that is exactly what I wanted to happen. So right there revives him, the perfect veil. Boosts everybody's turn meter, or boost his turn meter. So he was getting heals there. So he's almost back to full. Boom, he's back to full. So she can help. She's not going to resurrect everybody, obviously. But if you lose one or two key players in the dungeon, she can really help you out, actually. And like I said, I'm actually really impressed with what they did with these new champions to actually make them so much more viable than what we usually get. Now, Pixneel is probably one of the worst ones that they released. I'm still going to fuse her, but the stuff that I'm using to actually showcase on her is like, wow, the Dwarf, Kurzad, Ragnar Goldgleam's amazing. I'm doing one on Dagger. There we go again. I'm glad that he's dying. He's actually showcasing her ability perfectly, the fact that he died in both waves, because he's squishy, right? So she brings up if your attack champion can't stay alive, and that's the main problem. That's a lot of the problem when you're coming up in progression. You can't keep the attack champions alive. She will do that for you. Like I said, it's going to be about maybe 2.5 minutes. I don't know if we get through another 30 seconds. Maybe we do. Hopefully we do. And then I'm going to try her again with a team that's a little more reasonable and like free-to-play friendly, although it's not fully free-to-play because she's not really a free-to-play character. She's an epic, right? But not too bad. 2 minutes, almost 2 minutes. This team is not going to be what most people are running, but we wanted to showcase her with 700,000 heals, no damage whatsoever. But like I said, you don't build her for damage. 700,000 in healing, kept everybody alive the entire time, just resurrected with clutch resurrections for Draco. So let me actually try a little bit different team here. And then, all right, we're going to test her out with some squishy rares. We got Kale and War Maiden in there for the poisons. We got Cold Heart in here. And we got War Maiden for the decreased defense. I want to see if she keeps them alive. If we fail, we fail. I haven't run these rares in forever. I run Cold Heart in Fire Knight, but the rest of them, Frozen Banshee, I was running in Clan Boss for a little bit. The rest of them I really don't. So I think this will just be a little bit slower. But if you look, she's keeping everybody up. I mean, I think it's probably going to be like a 4-minute run, if I had to guess. Not 100% sure, but that's what I would guess. Now, maybe if I would have brought a Bellower in there, something would be a little bit better. Hopefully we don't lose 2. Okay, that's good. And will she resurrect? Yep, there we go. She revives the Cold Heart. So clutch revive there. I guess even if we lose a couple, it doesn't matter as long as we get enough. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. I was kind of interested to see what she would do with all these rares. So this is literally the first time I've ever even tried this particular team. I was just like, let me see what rares I have that are level 60 that would actually work for Dragon that you would use her with. So if you did have War Maiden's farmable, Kale you start with, Frozen Banshee, you got to pull, right? But it's rare shards. Cold Heart's a little harder to get. But once you've been playing for a while, I feel like a lot of people wind up getting her, but I know it took me like 4 or 5 months to get her. So it does take a while sometimes. But this is a reasonable team where if you pulled Rector Drath, I think it really help you progress through Dragon. For sure. I mean, we're going to see it through Dragon 20, I feel like. Here's the real test on the second wave with all these Hordens. Kind of the same wave, basically. But really, she's keeping everybody healed, and she's got that clutch revive. We've only need to use the revive once so far. So that's good. All right. Oh my gosh. Did you see the heal right there? That heal was insane. So it healed everybody up to full. These guys are squishy, so I don't have a ton of HP on them. I mean, some of them have 25,000 HP probably. But it's healing them up to full because she's healing 20,000 a pop. But he only got 25,000 HP, I think. Okay. But it works. I mean, as much as you lose these guys, what happens is you don't have the support before you have an Arbiter, too. So before you have an Arbiter, you don't have the clutch res like this. Rector Drath will be an absolute game changer for your account. That's how I feel. I mean, I really believe that. Let me know what you guys think of that in the comments, too. If you really agree with that, if you think Rector Drath is God tier, if you think she's overrated, or if you are excited if you get her. I honestly think you should be super happy if you pull Rector Drath. Because even me, I'm going to use her in Doom Tower and everything. She's not going to completely change what I do in all these dungeons, but that doesn't matter. I do think I'm going to find ways to use her in Doom Tower to be one of my main support healers, or use her as like a double revive. Use her with an Arbiter, plus use her and Arbiter, I mean, and then you have better chances to res if you're having troubles with waves and things. Like I said, I'm stuck at 48. So now we got 3 minutes, so maybe it takes, 4.5 minutes is what I'm guessing. After we go through this, I will end the video, actually, too, because I think I've given her a fair showcase and fair justice. And again, please do me a favor. I'm going to ask here at the end of the video, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. It really does help promote the channel. And it's one way you could actually do something that helps out the channel. It's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it actually helps grow this channel and get the video out to more people that might want to watch it. That's pretty much it. So we started, with 3 minutes on this? It's actually kind of going down pretty well. So we lost a couple people on the waves. And for the dragon, for the most part, once we have these poisons up, I think we're actually doing okay. We're pretty much 4.5, I guess, is what we're going to happen. He's below 50% HP here. So I am going to do, so here at the end, if you made it this far, I've got to crunch out a couple videos in the next couple days on Dagger and Alaric the Hooded, although I actually may not have to crunch it so quickly. So Dagger and Panthera, the two rares. I am actually going to fuse Pixneal, and I think Pixneal's fusion is actually over on Thursday, I think. So she'll be gone on Friday, is what I think is how it is. So I want to do the showcase on the two rares on Dagger and on Panthera as well. So stay tuned for that. Those will actually come out this week. I will kind of have some fun with that. I don't know if they'll be quite as detailed as this one was, or I'm not going to run them in Faction Wars for the most part. But you will see a really good showcase on them. So, all right, it took us about 5 minutes to complete that. But she did 1.6 million in healing. 1.6 million. Kale did 1.3. Coldheart did 1.3. Frozen Mage did about 1 million. So she will absolutely carry you through content. Get her, book her, build her up. You won't regret it. Thank you so much again. Like and subscribe. I'll be back with more Raid Shadow Legends content. Cheers.